Welcome back to Stewing with Stacy. Happy New Year. 2020 was quite a wild year. Hopefully, 2021 will be better for everyone. In this episode, I'd like to share with you one of my biggest stressors: finding caregivers. Today I'd like to explain how I hire my caregivers. It's quite a process. Finding the right amount of workers is a challenge. I currently have 14 shifts a week. When I'm unable to fill a lot of shifts in a month, my mom and I discuss whether we need to post ads on various websites and hire more people. If we decide not to post the ad, my parents have to take the open shifts. When that happens, it's not an ideal situation for them or I. It means they have to drive up and do my cares, or I have to go to their house. If it's only one shift, they usually just come and do the shift, but if it's a couple shifts in a row, I go to their house because it's easier for them. Bottom line is, if I can't get workers to fill the shifts, my parents have to take care of me. While I'm extremely grateful that they're still able to do this, I hate it when this happens. I feel like a burden. I interrupt their lives. I created the ad that I post when we need more workers. It describes the job position and some basic qualifications. Workers need their own transportation. They also have to pass a background check. I post the ad on job sites and social media, like Facebook. I encourage my friends to share it. Once I get some names and phone numbers of people who are interested, I send those to my mom and she calls and sets up interviews. It can be frustrating when people apply, but then never answer their phone or call back. When we set up interviews, we try to set up multiple interviews back to back. My mom comes from out of town to help me with them, so it's the best use of both of our time. When people come to my apartment for the interview, assuming the person shows up, we've had many people who don't show up. We ask some basic questions about their experience. Then, we show them my apartment and explain how I do things. After that, if the person seems like a good fit and is interested, we have them fill out the paperwork that my fiscal employment agency requires. It's a 40-page packet of paperwork. The person and I then exchange phone numbers so I can text them when they are approved. My mom then has to scan each page and email it to the agency. Any minor error, and they send it back to be fixed and rescanned. When the packet is sent in, I email my IRS consultant the name of the worker, so she can watch for the name in the system and notify me when the person is approved. The fiscal agency takes about 2 weeks to process the paperwork. Once the person is approved, I have to wait for my consultant to add the person to my plan. Then, I text the person to set up training. Once again, I often lose people during this waiting time. It's incredibly frustrating when that happens. Once a person is trained, I either have them start with open shifts I have that month or put them on the next month's schedule. With mostly college students as workers, the turnover rate is extremely high. Some go home for the summer. Some have internships or clinicals during the school year that take them away. It's really a revolving door, which makes hiring a challenge. In my situation, I've found that this is the best way for me to hire my caregivers. My mom and I will continue to do this until we are no longer able to. When the day comes where my parents are no longer able to take care of me, I will probably end up in a nursing facility. It's a very disheartening thought, but it's reality for me. I'm very thankful that I am able to live independently for the time being, but I'm not oblivious to the situation I'm in. Do you have a similar situation? How do you hire your caregivers? Share your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Stewing with Stacy. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button.